You know how people say cutting off toxic family members brings peace? They're right. We haven't spoken to my husband's side of the family since 2016. And honestly, life's been quiet and beautiful ever since. But apparently, peace doesn't last forever. Because last month, a new kind of chaos landed in our mailbox. Wrapped in pink paper and fake Christian guilt. It started with a letter from my mother-in-law. Yes, a handwritten, actual paper letter. She doesn't call anymore because my husband blocked her years ago. The envelope was pastel pink with glittery stickers. Like something a 12-year-old would send to her pen pal. Inside was a printed announcement. We are so proud to announce that our precious niece, Chloe, will be attending college this fall. We are hosting a dorm shower to celebrate her exciting new journey. A dorm shower. Like a baby shower, but for a college student. Attached was a 3-page wish list. Items ranged from $60 to $2,000. MacBook, designer sheets, mini fridge, air fryer, Dyson hairdryer. And then, at the bottom, a bold note. If you can attend, please consider donating to Chloe's dorm fund, goal $100,000. I actually laughed out loud. $100,000. For a dorm. The next day, my husband got a call from a restricted number. He answered, mistake number 1. It was his mother. The woman could win an Olympic medal for manipulation. She jumped straight in. Honey, I know you're doing so well now. And your cousin's daughter really needs your help. College is so expensive. You can afford it. He blinked. Mom, you're asking me for $100,000? She sounded offended. It's not for me. It's for family. For Chloe. You can't just abandon your blood. I was sitting next to him, mouthing hang up. But she went on. Besides, remember all I did for you? I raised you alone after your father left. Which is not true. She divorced his dad after cheating on him. And his father still paid her rent for years. My husband took a deep breath. Mom, if you call me again, I'll file a harassment report. Click. That was that. Or so we thought. A week later, one of my husband's distant aunts texted me. Hey, are you coming to Chloe's dorm shower next weekend? Everyone's excited. Everyone except us. I told her we hadn't been invited. She said, oh, your MIL must have forgotten. She said your husband was donating the dorm fund. Oh. So that's what she told everyone. We ended up seeing photos on Facebook. Because of course, she tagged everyone. The event banner said, Chloe's dorm shower, sponsored by my husband's name. I swear, I nearly choked on my coffee. Apparently, the original plan was to host the shower at a local church community hall. But my MIL lied to the pastor, claiming she was a member. When they asked for the rental fee, she said, The Lord provides, and so will you. They kicked her out on the spot. So she moved the party to a public park. Middle of July. 95 degrees. No shade. No chairs. No food. Just a folding table, a cooler of cheap wine. And a banner that read, Congratulations, future college queen. Someone uploaded a video. You could hear her yelling. Chloe's going to college. Donate to the fund. While people stood there sweating, confused. It was like a scene from a low-budget cult documentary. But the real chaos started halfway through the event. Apparently, the rich uncle, the one who usually paid for everything, finally showed up. He was furious. Turns out, he had already given my MIL money to help Chloe get a small condo near campus. She told him it was $80,000. Then she asked us for $100,000 more, because the dorm still needed renovation. Except the condo wasn't for Chloe. It was for my MIL herself. She had been trying to fix it up and rent it out later. When the uncle confronted her, she started screaming about being misunderstood and how the world owes her for raising good people. The whole thing escalated fast. Guests were yelling, the aunt was crying. And in the middle of the shouting, the uncle suddenly collapsed. He had a mild stroke right there at the party. An ambulance came. Half the guests left in horror. The rest started whispering. By evening, my MIL's reputation was done. 2 days later, my husband's cousin called to tell us everything. She was still in shock. "Your mom ruined the whole family gathering," she said. No one wants to talk to her. Even Chloe's embarrassed. Apparently, after the party, everyone discovered what the money was really for. My MIL had used the uncle's check to buy the condo, not for Chloe, but for herself. And the $100,000 she demanded from us was supposed to cover the renovation. Now the uncle's in the hospital. The church banned her from events. And the rest of the family won't even answer her calls. It's poetic justice, if you ask me. But of course, she couldn't resist one last act of delusion. My husband's aunt in New York called us, laughing. She said my MIL phoned her, trying to play sweet again. "Hi, dear. I hope you got my invitation. We're still accepting late gifts for Chloe's dorm." The aunt, a retired lawyer, didn't miss a beat. "Of course, honey. But remind me, what did you give my kids when they went to college?" Silence. Then the aunt added, very calmly, "Also, I heard your brother's in the hospital. Maybe use the money for that." Click. End of call. When she told me the story, I laughed so hard I cried. It was like karma had just sent her an express delivery. A week later, I saw a new post from my MIL. She uploaded an old photo of her and Chloe, with a caption like, "Family is everything. Some people forget that." Yeah. Some people definitely do. My husband didn't comment. Didn't text. Didn't react. He just closed his laptop and smiled. "You know what," he said. "She can keep her family drama. We've got peace." And that's how it ended. No confrontation, no screaming, just silence. And honestly, silence is the sweetest revenge of all. Here's what I've realized after all this. You can't reason with people who believe manipulation is love. You can't help someone who uses guilt like a weapon. And you definitely can't fix a woman who sees her own child as a walking ATM. Sometimes, the only thing you can do is block the number. Pour yourself a glass of wine and thank the universe that you're not like them. Because peace doesn't come from fixing others. It comes from letting go and laughing when karma finally catches up.